Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Luke the Goon, and just recently the 8-bit Forever Face the 13th came out, and I was going to do an unboxing for it. I still am technically, and usually I give the history of the face and all that, and I thought, I could do that, or I could bring the man behind the mask in to tell you the history himself, Mr. Gravity Bleeds, Brandon Philbrick. He's here to tell all. How you doing, Mr. Philbrick?
Don't tell people my real name, motherfucker. I'm good, man. I am here to tell all, I guess. Unless I'm not supposed to. If I'm not supposed to say shit, people need to tell me that.
Yeah, Bill will issue a takedown on this video, and it will no longer be available. All right, so let's get right into it. The very first mask, at least Forever Face the 13th, that you did was this one. So you care into go? Do you care to go into the actual creation of this mask, like what spawned it, and go into the story about Bill contacting you a little bit?
Yeah, so that's unofficial, just a Gravity Bleeds version. So coming back from Astronomicon and getting quarantined and just had some, I'd been doing some Jason masks and House of Crazy's masks and shit, in the past. And then getting back, I was so inspired to do something and start creating some masks. And I had the Almighty vinyl, HOK Head Trauma, Season of the Pumpkin, and then Twisted Continuous Evolution vinyls. Like, I'm gonna take these four and kind of just make one to match the color scheme. Like, can I do that with the Forever Face one? So there was no Forever Face the 13th then. It was just the challenge of, like translating Jamie's face paint from, that album onto the Jason mask, and then seeing if I could translate the Forever Face one onto the Jason mask. And since I had the vinyl, which I didn't even know was the variant one with the teeth on the front, so that's why I added the teeth on yours to go, because I have a shot up there with them each, like all the record spreads, and then with all the masks over the top. So that's what's happened there.
Yeah, and then that led to you being contacted by Bill, correct?
Correct. Yeah, if you want to hear the crazy story of Friday the 13th and the rest of that shit, you got to watch the other video that's up.
Yeah, I'll link that in the. I'll link that when it goes up in the description. It should be up soon.
But that guy talking about doing drugs and shit, that's not this guy. That's that county fuck. That's this guy. He fucking transforms into other shit. So we like trade places.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I had shared those, got a good response from people, then got hit up by Alazuli Lou on Instagram. I was like, hey, those are pretty fucking dope, man. What would a run be? And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know. Can I even get 50 of these to make them? And I got another run of 10 of those plastic masks. A few of them were messed up, and they needed a lot of cleanup and dremeling and shit, and then some come in cracked. And like, am I really gonna try to rely on these being shipped in safely and to meet this timeline for this gig? I wasn't feeling too good about it. Didn't hear back from him for a while. And then, I started doing the latex masks. And I'm like, I wonder if this concept would work in latex. And, like we were saying, can't be too thin. It's not going to necessarily hold the hard edge like a regular one is. But even like these, you can see them get, warped, and some are skinnier and smaller. Yeah, I like how these hold up. So I was trying to do something just a little better, and just along these lines, because they're some of the best kind of Jason mask replicas that I had seen. So yeah, you have that first one, there are two others that I did just trying to recreate that, which I felt got a bit cleaner and more simplified. Did some grinding, and I was just experimenting, having fun, with those first four, as I usually am. But just kind of, you're trying different things, trying to find a solution that'll work, and that's what then the first, which became Forever Face the 13th mask. Um, I just made a couple of them, and just testing out the idea to see if it worked. So I knew I could replicate that better than shipping in all these plastic masks and cleaning them up and hand painting them and shipping them back and worrying about them getting cracked and all that stuff. And then, yeah, there's a lot more on just the transition with the quarantine and my career and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Won't get into here, but yeah, that's kind of that transitions then from the plastic to the latex ones. And I wrote this big message and sent it to him on Instagram about the story and the inspiration of it. And literally said, here's why I'm jocking your dick so hard, why I've been fucking obsessed with just all the Zulu shit, for this last year. And I got totally kicked in the ass on Friday, March 13th, Friday the 13th of March, 2020. And yeah, that turned into this. And I gave him a quote. He's like, sounds good. Let's do it. And I'm like, yeah, fucking, yeah. Being terrified of pulling it off, but totally stoked about the opportunity to do it as well.
So was Bill's idea for the name, or did you have the name already? Forever Face the 13th.
They said no, that was from Bill. Forever Face the 13th. I'd been calling him Forever Face Friday the 13th, which gets a bit long, and I have some copyright issues associated with it. I hear that fucking guy from Number One's coming back and being a dick and bitching about the game or something, huh?
Sean Cunningham?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lawsuit going on. But yeah, so that led to the first run right here. That was, talk a little bit about, there are, I don't even know how many different variants you made of this one, because there are a whole bunch out there. Do you know about, because there were bloody, I think I saw one that was all black. There were like some smaller ones that you made, like, was that kind of like a learning curve then?
Yeah, so as I was getting to about, 25, 30 of those, and the mold was starting to wear out, and being brand new to this and as thick as they were pouring, as well, that was eating it up faster. So I'm like, oh shit, what do I do? So I sculpted a new one and added on the top snap to it, but then that one ended up being a little smaller than that first initial version. So I wasn't making clones of it. I was just kind of re-sculpting so I could get another mold to keep the runs going. So that was, to try to add some more quality masks into that run, as I felt the other ones were depleting. And then with the last 10, I just got creative with them. And it wasn't clear on kind of, but I think it was where he's saying, some of the OG ones and some bloody variants. Some of the blood gets a little out of control in some of them. So there's like, I did super bloody, where it's almost the whole half of it kind of covered in blood. And then there's more of the bloody, because that was modeled off of the very first one I made that I showed them, where they're bleeding down the sides.
Yeah, that's pretty much how mine is. Mine's pretty much bleeding down the side, and that's about it.
So in the last run of 10 was a couple of my attempts at the 8-bit, the Raider version one, and then, just some a few of the ultra bloody ones. Again, just getting a bit more experimental with things on those few.
Did you ship the 8-bit out, or were those privately sold? I don't remember.
I shipped them with the order. I think that Rick Mull sold them separately.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember a couple of those, and you had like the NES cart that came with them and things like that.
Yeah, I only did 3 of those, of which I have one or yeah, I have one. I sent one to I forget his name, a kid in the alley, and then one to Bill. But I think maybe Bill might have just randomly threw it in as an Easter egg in somebody else's order for something else.
Bill likes to do that, so
Somebody like, what the fuck is on this game? I want to
yeah.
play it. Like, I think it's probably you. Like, maybe Brandon knows. I'm like, don't put that in your Nintendo. It's
I think it was me that tagged you in it. You're like, don't even try. Yeah, so obviously after that first run, you had a lot of it was a learning curve for you because it was really your first time pouring them, the latex ones. So for the second official run, you did a completely new mold, actually 2 new molds, correct?
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
For about each run of 25 or 30, I was re-sculpting again. Yeah, and like the first one, I wasn't sure. I was being a bit rough with it, and I was breaking off the nubs that make the holes. So I said I tried drilling them. That didn't work. So I got a leather punch, and I was just punching out the holes. She tore my fingers and shit doing that, just making those holes in that mask. This is before I got smart and realized I could Dremel them with like a stone grinder tool.
Mm-hmm.
There's this one that kind of just works perfect for it. Um, so I didn't make those nubbins and shit as deep in the second round, and then just kind of polishing some things up to help with production with the edge of it as well. Same within that first one, I was doing the whole back edge of the mask bloody. So when I was doing, a bloody brain and then a bloody edge around the back, those had stuck together in shipping. So that's where some of that damage and stuff came through in that story, or in that first run.
Yeah, because they had that little disclaimer when they first sold that some of them that come as is, or I forget the exact disclaimer, but and that they were different ones. But yeah, in the second run, you did 10 of these mausoleum variants, which I think you called Ash, correct?
Yep.
And then you did what? How many of the other normal versions did you do?
40. So
40.
that was another run of 50.
Yeah.
All been
And
around.
so yeah, you did the little like little cracks and stuff in it, and on this one.
It's a bit more brain, starting to be a bit more decayed, and with that one, just I was trying to make it look more burnt up and like ashy, kind of charcoaly with that one because of that song coming out or the album coming out at that time, and them being burnt alive and smoldering on the slab, and just playing with that color scheme as well. And I wasn't sure what he'd think, doing the purple with the grays and stuff like that. So that was one I hit up on. I'm like, what do you think about it running these in it? And it's like, yeah, sounds good. And yeah, they've been well received. Like I said, this isn't a cheat. This prototype I have, like, it looks pretty lame compared to yours, I think. It's a little worn out, and yeah, this was an error where it was just way too thick and heavy. I couldn't even get snaps through it for the longest time.
It looks like that one's got a little bit of like bleeding going on or something on it as well.
And
Yeah.
then I was doing some blood. I was playing with some pinks and purples, almost more red than purple and stuff. So, but yeah, usually I fuck something up too bad and don't have the time to kind of mess with it. I don't know if we already said this, but I throw it off to the side, and then after I'm done with the job, I'll see if I can make something work from it.
Yep. And so that brings us to modern day. I think the one that I expected to come pretty soon because the 8-bit is like very popular among fans, and it's just perfect for the Forever Face the 13th. I guess I'll start to open mine while you go into a little bit about I guess the variants and the creation of this one, the mold and things.
So yeah, with part 3, I mean, part 1 and 2, had the similar OG white and red / bloody color scheme. But there's a mix up of those really had some of the mold variants. And when we get into part 3, I still had some life in the mold from these mausoleum ones. So I continued to pour some of those while I was working on the new sculpt, and that's the one that has the teeth. And then, so with this one, there's kind of the variant in the mold style and the color scheme as well. Oh shit!
With the little poster that we saw with the other 8-bit.
I need one of those. Well, if you already got one, you gotta send me that one.
I got number 33 of 50. And we talked about this before we got on, but I did get one of the toothless variants.
Toothless?
Yeah. So this is actually, you were telling me before we started, that this is actually the same sculpt as the mausoleum. And as it turns out, it's actually the more rare of this run, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. It almost looks... Oh. This one's really holding its shape. You can see it's a little bit... See how... Like that? Nice.
Yeah, see how that's, similar to this. This one has a lot more brain as well, which I like. One thing I'm evolving in the next round as well is taking holes out of the brain. Oh shit, I made that. That's TV, yo.
You made it. You made it big, sir. I did notice that
what about the sticker?
You didn't put your tag on these.
No, I had that
yeah, see these had the
the
famous Philbrick tag. But these did not have the tag. These are numbered on the inside. Let's see if I can. Yep, that'll show up. 33 of 50.
2 reasons. One, I didn't want to punch a hole through the sticker I was sending with it this time. And then, wait, did it come with a sticker shaped like a Nintendo cartridge? Uh-oh.
I don't see one.
Might have to edit this video.
I did get a glow stick, though. An a la Zuliloo glow stick. Let's see if I can. There it is. You can barely see it, but.
Oh, yeah.
No, you sent Bill some stickers, some.
Yeah, so if you saw that kind of poster teaser that I did, I turned that into a holographic sticker that's shaped like an NES cartridge. If any young bucks are wondering why it's that weird shape, maybe they're keeping them.
Yeah. He could have forgot. I mean, that happens all the time. Like sometimes the faces go out and they don't have COAs, so maybe they'll go out. They'll probably go out with other orders or something. I mean, they got so much stuff down there to ship out with other orders. So
there's yeah, it was in the box with my postcards and business cards, and then those stickers. So I had all that shit.
Yeah, so far, that's the evolution of the Forever Face 13th. I'm sure we got many more on the way.
You want to see something else cool? So
Let's do it.
The teeth one, and it's part of the story as well. So as I was pouring those, working on the new sculpt, hit up the teeth, asked Bill if that was okay. He's like, fuck yeah. Well, then as I had this going, I tried to make a copy of it. So, but I filled this with, the standard Great Stuff foam, and it actually expanded and distorted it and shit a little bit. But I put this plastic chain on it.
Yeah, that's dope. I love the chain. Yeah.
So since I was filling, this mess is kind of ruined. But I love it like a wall bust and there's a wall hanger or something,
Yeah.
And it's really light, so I can just, stick it on a nail. So that might be something, maybe in the future with some of the molds that run out, just pouring like an uncut version of it, and just maybe having it be one color, fill it with foam. You can just stick it right on a nail, and then it works great for holding, the other faces and shit. Which is nice. I want to do something like that.
Yeah, that's dope. It's very like part 8, part 7,
Yeah. Well, that's like I could spray paint it and glue it and do a lot of other weird things with it that I couldn't with an actual wearable mask. Yeah, I like that beside my standard. That was the experiment and kind of test to run off. It's a bit lighter, and then like your version gets a bit darker, but then the 2.1 channels are really vibrant. Those are really, really vibrant.
Yeah, they're real shiny too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I haven't actually seen one until hopefully I have one coming. But a dude just sent me half of one with a skull. I'm trying to put half a 2.1 on a skull together. So I've only held half of a 2.1 so far.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, what I've noticed is a lot of artists like yourself, like you tend to not have, at least the forever face people that I know don't tend to have a lot of forever faces, or they sell them off because they're so busy working. Just they're neck deep in it all the time, making new stuff.
Well, the Skinner I made that you have the brother of now. Yeah, it was a vial that I repainted, and then a bunch of these which have been the error masks. So this mausoleum error, this FF13 error. I have a bloody flesh looking one, a few of those. So those will probably show up in the Zulaverse.
That'll work. The Zulaverse. They're building it right now. It works. I call it the extended Zulaverse. Because you got the church, you got the mausoleum, you got all the masks. Now you're a part of it, Philbrick.
I am. And it's it's mind blowing, and I'm so thankful to you and everyone else out there, all the motherfucking crazy ass Zuligans as freaks that love to wear masks and surround ourselves with darkness and weirdness every day. And yeah, to be able to do this shit. Just the fact that these pieces of art are so revered and that we can continue to make them and have this purpose, of this freaking Zuligan magic wrapped up around all of them. It's pretty amazing, and I am making more, and hopefully I can continue to make lots more and some different shit as well.
All right, man. I think that's a really good way to end it right there, man. Thanking all those Zuligans, and if you want to see all things Gravity Bleeds, Mr. Philbrick, I'll put a whole bunch of links in the description, and check them out. Get yourself a Bango Skank and keep your eyes peeled for the next Forever Face the 13th. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys again real soon.